My parents stopped to get my sister Starbucks while driving me to the ER during my allergic reaction. The timing was perfect, really. My throat was closing and my face had swelled to twice its normal size, but Beatrice needed her venti caramel macchiato or she'd be unbearable all day. That's what Mom said anyway, while Dad pulled into the drive-thru. "It'll just take a minute," he assured me through the rearview mirror. I couldn't respond. My tongue had gone numb and breathing required conscious effort. I watched Beatrice scroll through her phone in the passenger seat, occasionally sighing about the wait time. The Starbucks line had 7 cars ahead of us. This wasn't the first time I'd come second. When I was 9, I broke my arm falling off the playground equipment. Mom finished her hair appointment before taking me to urgent care. The bone had already started setting wrong. When I got pneumonia at 13, they waited until after Beatrice's dance recital to bring me in. The doctor said another few hours and my lungs might have collapsed. But this was different. This was anaphylaxis from the shrimp at dinner. The dinner they'd insisted I try despite knowing my allergy. "You've never been properly tested," Dad had said. "You're probably just being dramatic." Turns out I wasn't being dramatic. Turns out shellfish could actually kill me. The car finally moved forward. My vision started tunneling at the edges, everything going soft and distant. I tried to tap on the window to get their attention, but my arms felt like they were moving through honey. Beatrice got her drink. She took a long sip and sighed contentedly. Finally, this is exactly what I needed. Dad pulled back onto the road, still taking the scenic route because it was less traffic. I slumped against the door, my heartbeat thundering in my ears. Every breath was a fight. Every second felt like drowning in slow motion. Mom turned up the radio, some pop song Beatrice liked. When we finally reached the hospital, 47 minutes after leaving the restaurant, Dad had to carry me in. I was barely conscious. The ER staff rushed me back immediately, already prepping the EpiPen and shouting medical terms I couldn't process. A nurse asked what took so long. "Traffic," Mom said smoothly. "You know how Sunday nights are. They saved my life, barely." The doctor said another 10 minutes and my airway would have closed completely. She seemed confused by the timeline, by how much time had elapsed between exposure and arrival. "Usually with reactions this severe, people call 911, she said, looking at my parents with an expression I couldn't quite read. Disbelief, maybe. "We didn't want to overreact," Mom explained. "You know how ambulances are. So expensive. I spent 3 days in the hospital under observation. Beatrice visited once, complained about the parking garage rates, and left after 20 minutes. My parents came twice, staying only long enough to sign necessary paperwork. They seemed annoyed by the inconvenience of it all, by how my near-death experience was disrupting their routines. On the 3rd day, my Aunt Delphine arrived. She'd driven 6 hours after hearing what happened. She sat beside my bed, held my hand, and said the words that changed everything. "You know this isn't normal, right? The way they treat you?" I'd suspected, but having someone else say it out loud made it real. When I was discharged, Aunt Delphine took me home with her. Not to my parents' house, to her apartment across state lines. She'd already talked to a lawyer, already started the paperwork for emergency custody. My parents barely fought it. I think they were relieved. That was 8 months ago. Last week, I got a text from Mom. Beatrice was having a medical emergency, some kind of stomach issue. They needed someone to drive them to her specialist appointment 2 hours away. Dad's car was in the shop. Could I help? Family helps family, after all. I read the message 3 times. Thought about that drive-through line. About watching my sister sip her coffee while I suffocated in the back seat. About every time I'd come second to her convenience, her comfort, her everything. I texted back, "There's a Starbucks on the way. You should stop and get her something. I hear the wait isn't too bad on weekdays." Then I blocked their numbers and went to make dinner with Aunt Delphine.